What's up? Good afternoon. It's Ben with I'm Not Licensed. It's been a little while since I've put out a video. A lot of stuff's been happening. I think the biggest main focus for today is one, hopefully that the wind isn't going to be too terrible, but ultimately the content for today, I gotta say, what does my relationship status matter? How about my kid and her brothers and sisters that are deployed overseas in what Kamala Harris claims don't exist, which is a war zone? So we had a conversation, and we've been talking a lot, and things have really started to ramp up, as most people know, with Iran getting closer and closer to nuclear capabilities. They're posturing more and more. And unfortunately, our kids, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, everybody that's deployed overseas is a target. It's very unfortunate that the groups seem to think that that's their solution, is to basically what they are is sucker punches. You're not really going to get into a full-blown fight with the United States, right? You're not going to come over here and start a fight with us over here on our land, mostly because, well, a lot of us are two-way friendly, and I'm pretty sure the government and our law enforcement would be more than happy to have some people on their side helping out, if you know what I mean, because there's a lot more of us than there are of them. But anyways, that's for something else. But we do a lot of Snapchat, and we do a lot of Signal, and it's pretty nice because I'm able to actually conversate. We use Signal for phone calls and Snapchat for pictures and videos and whatnot. So it is really nice that she's able to do that. But, when you get those messages that says, like, hey, we're getting intel that we're, should be expecting, attacks. And so when we were on the phone, I asked her, well, what does that mean? Do you guys have some security forces there on base that will, help protect you guys and, help you guys evacuate and whatnot? And she said, basically, no, we don't. It's us. And unfortunately for us, we're not infantry. We're not trained in combat. Even though they're soldiers, they're not trained for combat. They're not trained to go out and kick doors. They're not trained to, lay down suppressive fire. They're not trained to move and shoot. They're trained to do their job, which is to fix cars, trucks, tanks, electronics, guns, stuff like that. So when you get these kids, and I say kids, but I mean almost 50. So I guess everybody's a kid to me. Over there, and they're just on a working vacation. Yeah, granted, they get to carry a gun while they're on base, and that's great and everything, but it's not a game. It's their lives. It's the people that they love who are affected all around the world. It's a really, really shitty thing, because again, you don't get these groups that are willing to come over to the US and start a fight, and when we even take the fight to them, when we take the fight to them, they end up getting their ass kicked. So they really don't truly want to fight with the US, but they're more than happy to do that sucker punching bullshit, which really sucks because, it's not a joke. It's not a game. There is no reset button. There's no, turn the power off and then turn it back on. There's no uninstall the game and then reinstall it. It's over. And, for parents like myself, it's tough, especially when your kid is, you're your pride and joy. And, you know, she went into the military chasing something and she wanted to do this, and, you know, here she is now 19 years old, deployed overseas, Middle East, where we're not liked. They will take our money to build their fucking schools, and they'll take our money to build their hospitals and get their medicines and to help them in their humanitarian thing. But then, like, the military-aged men will just be like, yeah, no, we hate Americans. No. But by the way, go over there to that checkpoint over there and go get us some water, or go get us some rice, or go get us some money, or go get us some humanitarian aid, and then bring it back. And then after dinner, me and my homeboys were going to go out and shoot that base up. Like, that's the mentality, which is kind of sucks because there's a lot of that here in the United States. I mean, you know it, I know it, everybody knows it. You know, it's not a secret, you know, and it's not one race or another. It's all of them. It's people in general. It's what's up here that is really the demise of humanity, because you have so many people with so many opposing ideas that think to themselves that they're better than everybody else, and that we're better than them, so we should try to eradicate them from the surface of the earth. I mean, shit. What happened? So, meanwhile, we're going on about, I think it's 3 days. I sent her some messages, and, you know, she said, look, if I go radio silent, obviously, you know, we have to shelter in place, and she may be under evacuation orders, she may be evacuating, she may be evacuated. You know, and unfortunately for me and for other family members over here and even for other family members around the world, because she's on a base that has multiple countries, you know, those people that are affected, you know, it sucks. The unknown really sucks, you know. It's no different than any other relationship, you know, where you think that your relationship is great and everything's hunky-dory, and it's usually you come home one day and, like, everything is not, and you're just, like, backhanded or you know, sucker punched, if you will, and now all of a sudden it's like, hey, guess what, we're getting a divorce, and get your shit and get out, or we're breaking up, or get your shit and get out, or leave and don't come back, and, you know, stuff like that. So it's no different than that, because it's just the unknown factor. You just don't know. And there's no way to prepare for it. I mean, over there you can. Absolutely, you can prepare for it. But furthermore, leadership needs to be more prepared for it and have some security forces on base that are capable of handling a threat. I mean, obviously, you can't really do much if you've got missiles and mortars and drone strikes and whatnot. But, I mean, ground troops, I mean, the U.S. military should be able to handle a ground force with ease, outside of being outnumbered, you know, 100-1. But our servicemen and women, compliments of the new administration, should be able to handle this stuff. But then again, if you don't have them people on base with you, then you're all just a bunch of sitting ducks. I mean, it's Israel all over again. You know, unfortunately. So it does really suck, you know, like the stresses that we have over here in the U.S. are a drop in the bucket versus the stresses that our servicemen and women have overseas. And I mean, I'm not just saying the Middle East. I mean, I'm saying in the Middle East, in Africa, over in, you know, the South, in Southeast Asia. I mean, just all around the world. I mean, they're all just sitting ducks. I mean, unless you're, you know, you're that, what the hell is it? You're that company or a group or battalion or whatever the case is. I don't know the verbiage or the terminology, but unless you're the guys that are waiting for the call, you know, like I was telling her, you know, it's, you don't want it to become another Benghazi, you know, where you're just sitting ducks waiting around for somebody over here to make a decision to go save your asses, because you guys can't, because you're not really prepared to do it. I mean, just as an insight as to me continuing to say that they're not really prepared to do this. She says, Dad, I'm the only one with 7 magazines. I go, well, how many does everybody else have? One magazine. Who is leading these people? Who isn't like this? Okay. This is like bad parenting, right? So tell yourself, right? So you're the company commander, whatever the fuck they're called. I don't know. Like whatever they're called, right? Who is watching out for these people to make sure that they are prepared to do what they need to do, right? So is my kid and the kids that are like-minded like her supposed to carry extra magazines because the other ones are just too ignorant to fill up their own, when all you have to do is go get the magazines and go to the ammo crate and fill the fucking things with bullets? You don't even have to pay for them. I mean, and what happens once you get through that 30-round mag? Now what? Now you're asking somebody that is prepared for their ammo? I mean, you're gonna intentionally put somebody in a moral dilemma because you're too ignorant to prepare yourself for what you should have been prepared for to begin with. Like, as soon as you got on base and they were like, okay, over there, maximum is 7 mags per soldier. Okay, everybody should have 7 magazines. When leadership is coming through the barracks, they should be saying, let me see your 7 magazines. You're in a fucking war zone. Who's checking this shit? It's like a parent that has blinders on and they walk by their kids' room in the mornings and all they do is pull the door shut. The room is a pigsty. The kid doesn't make their beds. There's trash everywhere and roaches and everything crawling all over the room. And it's out of sight, out of mind. So they just don't want to deal with it. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. And I mean, I'm sure that it's probably not a lot of kids, people, soldiers that are unequipped. I'm sure there's probably a lot that are like mine, that are like, hey, you know what? That's my life right here in this metal box that I'm going to put underneath of my gun and I'm going to shoot in the direction of the threat. Like, my life is worth some free bullets. You would hope. But I mean, shit. I mean, you look at people over here in the States and they think their life is worth catching some bullets. Like, it'll never happen to me. Well, it'll never happen to you until it does. And then what? Then it's too late. You're already past the point of no return at that point. So, in being essentially a single parent, if you will, because obviously I'm divorced, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, I mean, since I'm divorced, but she doesn't need parenting, so to speak. She just needs some guidance here and there. I mean, she's a smart kid, but as a single parent, the stresses of this are they're pretty tough, and you, as a single parent as well, you don't really have anybody to really talk to. I mean, I do have my licensed friend that she's more than willing to listen to me vent to her, which is very nice. Her and I, we vent to each other quite nicely, and it's very comforting to know that I have somebody like that I can talk to. And I hope that there's somebody in your life that you can do the same to. Unbiased, no opinion, you're just a middle of the road person that you have, that somebody that you can talk to. Because I mean, ultimately, as I've said before, that's what this channel is about. It's about, me telling my story and or stories over time, and you watching them and saying, yeah, man, this shit, I've kind of got the same thing going on with this guy, and maybe you and I have relatable circumstances, and maybe something that I say has made sense, or maybe something that I say has hit a chord, and you think to yourself, wow, shit, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should try that. Maybe I could do this. Maybe I could do that. I mean, maybe. And then maybe, as I said before as well, that this, this whole platform is something for other people to be able to bounce things off of and say, hey, you know what? Well, I tried this, or I tried that, or I went here, or I went there, or I talked to this person, or I talked to that person, or I did this, or I did that. I mean, hookers and blow don't really work for everything. Just kidding. I don't do either of the two. Just because hookers are too suspect and then blow is against my captain license. So, not to say that if I didn't have those two things that I would do them, because I mean, morally speaking, probably not. Yeah, let's not do that. No. But I mean, in all seriousness, that's what it's about. It's about, it's not about Mr. Beast giving away $100,000 worth of groceries, or a $500,000 house, or this or that or the other thing, or this person going out there and doing a kind gesture while the camera's rolling so that you can go, oh, how wholesome. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, oh, wish there was more people like you in the world. It's like, really? Do you though? Do you really wish there was more people running around with a personal cameraman following them around just so that they would do good deeds so you could watch? I wouldn't want that. I don't want that. I don't want anybody coming up to me and trying to talk to me on some false pretense that because they're trying to get likes and interactions. Fuck that. As far as I'm concerned, if you want to go ahead and have some interaction, let's turn the camera off and let's have a conversation. Let's talk about something. You want to talk about something? Let's talk about something. I don't care what the subject matter is. I mean, let's talk about it, right? Because that's what it's about. It's about dialogue. It's about people getting along. It's about people learning about each other. It's about all of us living under one roof, so to speak, as being the United States, and all working in the same common direction, so we can all have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Yeah, I mean, the first two seem like they're pretty easy to figure out, right? But the pursuit of happiness, well, that part's a pain in the ass. I mean, God, it's tough. It really is tough. I mean, it's tough because, you have the stresses of life, you have the stresses of finances, you have the stresses of families, you have the stresses of society, and people out there in the world that, I mean, the pursuit of happiness out of that entire saying has got to be the hardest part, because some people just have it really easy, right? They just say, oh, I just turn a blind eye to just negativity. Oh, I just cut negativity out of my life. Oh, I do this. Oh, I do that. And it's like, really? Really? You have it like that? Man, because there's days when I wish that I could do it. I truly do. There are days that I wish I was not so petty. I really, really do. But I will say, the reason that I am like that is because I want the best for other people. I want the best for you and me and everybody around us, right? I want everybody to take the shopping carts back to the corral after they're done using the shopping carts at the grocery store. I want people to hold the door for other people. I want people to say please and thank you. I mean, is it so hard to want like the most basic things, right? So everybody's, for the longest time, all the beauty pageants and whatnot, right? What do they always say? I want world peace. I want world peace. How close are we to world peace? Not very close. No. I mean, we're in the ballpark, I think. I think we're in the ballpark. I think we're playing in the same ballpark as world peace. But I think that we are many, many innings from it. Mostly just because we just have people that just believe that they are better than other people and other groups and other religions and nationalities and so on and so forth. And it's like we all have this posturing problem where it's like, I'm better than you, even though you don't know. Wait, no, sorry. My saying, let me try to figure this out. My saying is that there are people out there that are willing to fuck you before you fuck them, even though they don't know you're not gonna fuck them, right? Okay. So we just take that and we just twist it around a little bit and we just make it a little bit different, right? So we say there are people out there that believe that they are better than you, even though you don't believe that you're better than them. That sounds about right. Yes. So that's where we're at. And it's very, very strong here in the States, unfortunately, because you would think that with all of the liberties and the freedoms and just the lifestyles that we have access to here in the United States, that people would just be more happy, more chill, more laid back. I mean, yeah, I get bitchy and I get shitty because, my money doesn't stretch as far as I would like it to. But I mean, hey, it's the hole that I dug myself, and it's the path that I've taken, and it's the road that I'm on. And until I change it, then nothing is going to change that. I mean, yeah, sure, I can bitch and moan until the cows come home. Oh, I wish I had more money for this, or I wish I could go on a vacation that, or I wish I could do this or that or the other thing. But the reality is that unless I make those changes and I do something to change them, then I can't blame anybody, right? Same premise goes for, people that are just trying to be like better than other people. It's like, oh, I'm trying to be better than my neighbor. Why? How do you know they're even in a competition with you? How do you know they even know you exist? Right? Like, perfect example. I was out mowing the lawn like a week ago or so, and the guy's outside, and he's like an older guy, and I was already mowing the lawn, and so I shut off the mower and I said, hey, I go, hey man, you want me to just mow this little section? I mean, when I say this little section, it couldn't have been but 8 feet by maybe 50. I don't know how long a yard is from the fence to the sidewalk, and then the little strip in front of the house on the sidewalk, right? But I was like, yeah, because I mean, I feel kind of weird when I'm out here mowing the lawn, and then I draw this imaginary line like, oh, I can't mow your lawn because I'm too good for that, right? And he was like, no, man, go ahead. And I was like, oh, okay, you got it. So I did. I didn't film it. I mean, I'm telling you about it, but I'm not looking for kudo points. I'm just saying, like, moving forward, if more people did that, right? Unfortunately, it would put some of the YouTubers out of business when it comes to, going out there and like, oh, hey, I'm not trying to sell you anything, but I noticed that your lawn was extra long, and I'd be happy to cut it, film it, and then make money off of YouTube for people's interactions. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, I think it's a great idea. I mean, and I think that if people are going to watch that and say, and which it is, it's a pretty wholesome idea, right? Because they're truly not doing anything. They're not doing it and filming it and then just dipping, right? They're actually doing something, right? So they're going to do the whole yard. They're going to weed whack. They're going to edge. They're going to clean it all up. And it's going to look like a new yard. Now, do they continue to take care of that yard after the fact? I have no idea. Don't know. But the fact that they do it, and unfortunately, some of the people that come out of the house and that are like, oh yeah, that would be great. Oh, I'd appreciate that. You look at them and you go, what the fuck is wrong with you? And why can't you mow your own lawn? Again, there it is, right? There's my being overcritical of human beings and saying to myself, why can't you do this? Why? You don't have a lawnmower. Does your neighbor? Have you ever watched your neighbor mow their lawn? Have you ever seen the neighbor mow your lawn? Have you ever asked your neighbor if you could borrow their lawnmower? Have you ever asked, hey, maybe if I just throw you $20, could you mow my lawn on top of it? Like, hey, do you have a kid or something at the house? Maybe they could mow the lawn for me using your mower or whatnot. I mean, right? I mean, I'm not trying to put anybody out of business because, I mean, those are pretty cool, stories. I enjoy watching the transformation of them, usually under time lapse, because I can't sit there and watch somebody mow a lawn, especially when it's like a jungle, because, oh my God. But, it goes back to, doing nice things for fellow neighbors. Love thy neighbor, right? I mean, I'm not religious, but I mean, I do know that part. Love thy neighbor, and circling it all the way back to, what goes on around the world. It's very, very, very unfortunate that, you have these farmers in South Africa right now that are being murdered, and then you have people that are are condoning it. And they're saying, oh yeah, this is totally acceptable. And, oh, well, we should stick it to them, and so on and so forth. And it's like, why would you think like that? I mean, shit. I think we need like I don't want to sound all corny and tree huggerish or anything, but I mean, we almost need more like a love chain to go around the world, right? Big love chain of everybody holding hands and singing, joy to the world. We all get along. We all love thy neighbor. We all do things for each other and to help each other so that we're better people. And then the world is a better place. I was just watching a thing on YouTube about Serbia, and it was like there's hardly any police out on the streets in Belgrade because there's just no crime. And I was like, man, really? That's pretty awesome. And they flat out just said, yeah, there's not a lot of crime in the entire country. I was like, well, shit, that's pretty awesome. That would be pretty awesome. And like all the video, I mean, granted, sure, yeah, YouTube, per usual, right? YouTube is a highlight reel, and it's all just a matter of like, here, this is all the good stuff. Like, let me show you the good stuff, and we don't want to show you the bad stuff because, if we do, then we have to censor it in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's blurring, whether it's redacting, whether it's cutting it out, whether it's voiceover, dub over, whatever the editing process is, which we know that I don't do because I'm not very good at it. I don't have the software. I don't even have a fucking computer. This is all phone based. I'll be getting a computer pretty soon, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to be doing like awesome YouTube videos about not being licensed and just throwing out my venting to you and the world so that way you can comment. What does everybody say? Like, comment, and subscribe, share. No, I'm not going to do that. If that were the case, I would hire somebody because I just can't. No, I would just rather just get on here and vent and be good at that. So I'm pretty good at it, I think. Pretty good. I've had plenty of people tell me, Ben, you do a lot of bitching. I'm like, well, it's not for, it's not for nothing. It's for a reason. There's a reason behind it. There's been a reason behind every video that I've posted thus far, and there's going to be a reason behind every video, just because like there is content there, right? There's content in everyday life, and I know it because I watch these fucking videos myself. Not of me, I watch them of other people, right? And I'm just like, man, what was the it's like JD, I think it's JD Delay. He was talking about it was a short or something about rejecting Mr. Beast or something like that. And I watch all the videos of like guys like me that are just here on camera and then just venting, talking about their story. Kirky Talks. There's the Legion of Men. That's another one. He does stories where he covers videos like this and then obviously puts it out there to his following and helps people grow their channel, but it ultimately also brings awareness to whatever the subject matter is of the video itself, right? One day it could be men's health. I think most of the time he usually does videos about men's stuff, men's health, men this, men that, and the other thing, right? Which is really, really cool because he's got a lot of followers. So what's really cool about it is that you're able to get somebody up there to that threshold to where now they could potentially start getting monetized, and they could there's a sure as shit looks like a footprint on the top of the car, but anyways, so they could potentially get monetized, and then obviously more awareness to it, and then their interactions can grow, and they can help more people, because that's really what it boils down to, right? I mean, do you think I'm gonna retire making YouTube videos? Probably not. So would it be cool? Sure. Is it nice to be able to know indirectly that I could help somebody, whether it's just through me telling you my story, me telling you about a story, or me telling you about what I've done to do this, that, or the other thing in my life? Yeah, That's what it's about. You know, if you get paid to do it, then that's a bonus, right? It's almost like a tip. So that's I think where I'm going to leave it at. We're 30 minutes now. This is like the second car that just has a hard time driving to the driveway at this beautiful lake that I'm at here in Central Florida. Pulling into the driveway. No, they pull off the street, drive through the grass. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Oh, it's got a bandana on. I better not say nothing. Might be related. But anyways, no. Like I said, the moral of this one was, just stress. Stress of not hearing from your kid for a few days, knowing that she's in a war zone, knowing that there's nothing that I can do about it. As I told her in a message, I said, look, if I could take the danger aspect of it, I would trade you right now. I would teleport to where you're at, and then I would just take the danger aspect of it for you, and then you continue to do your MOS and, that experience. But we don't live in that world. So all I have to do is hope that all is well and that she makes it home safe, as well as her brothers and sisters, and, come on here and tell my story. So if you've got a similar story, or if you've got something to add to the story, or if you just want to comment and say, Ben, I think you're full of shit, that's fine too. Just remember one thing: I'm not licensed, so this is nothing more than just my personal opinion on everything. So if you want license, I got license. I mean, I don't have license, but I mean, I have access to license. And she's already said she's more than happy to come on here and give her opinion. But let's get it to a point to where, like, then we can, actually sit and have like some sort of like a vlog or whatnot, where, you can, I can splice her in on it, and she can offer up her opinion, and people can chime in, and, she can do like, short order therapy type of deal. Let's get there first, though, before I start bringing on guests and whatnot. People would be like, motherfucker, you don't even have any subscribers. What are you bringing on special guests for? You're putting the cart before the horse. And you wouldn't be wrong. So, but anyways, once again, this has been with I Am Not Licensed. Thank you for listening to me rant for the last 33 minutes. I hope you all have a wonderful day. It is going to begin our daily dousings here in Florida for the spring and summer months. So be safe when you're out there in the weather and in the world. If you go out on the water, be sure to be safe out there as well. If you see me, don't wave to me. I won't act like I know you. No, I'm just kidding. I absolutely will wave to you, even if I don't know you. Most of you. In rental boats, don't do it, because I won't. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, once again, thank you very much for listening. Yeah, if you do like this kind of content, if you do like what I have to say, if you do like listening to me vent, and you want to be a part of it, by all means, subscribe, comment. I'm more than happy to keep doing it. Absolutely. This is actually good for me too. It's very therapeutic to be able to just vent, because then I don't have anybody interrupting me, and I just get to. So, all right. Once again, have a great day, and tell somebody you love them.